Yo, peace was good. Welcome to this on my CD collection. This is part 98. I know it's been about almost 2 months since I did one, but better late than never. Hope all is well, everybody. Alright, the first album of the video that I want to show you guys is Prodigy's with his second solo album, H.N.I.C Part 2. This was released in 2008. Once again, rest in peace to Prodigy. He died last month. Almost like a month and a half by now, due to they say his more than likely it's due to his complications of the sickle cell anemia and stuff like that. But I don't want to get too much into that. But let's talk about more about the music. Yeah, man, dope album. This is the collector's edition. The cool thing about this album, this version I should say, is that it comes with 3 discs. The first disc comes with the complete album. I know the original pressing, like the original copy of the album, I believe it only comes with 14 tracks. This comes with the full album plus 5 tracks, making 19, which is pretty dope. The second disc comes with the DVD. The DVD comes with all the videos of all the songs of the album and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. And this 3 is pretty much a commentary album where you got people that have parts with the album, talk about the making of the tracks and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. And another thing too with this version, it actually comes with a bandana, so I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So bandana P. But this album right here, very dope, very underrated if you ask me. I know during the making of this album, it was kind of a stressful time for him because he was going through that gun charge that he got back in 2006, and then the next year they gave him 3 years. He had to serve it around 2008, and then in 2008. So this album, it's pretty much a rushed album. He recorded mad tracks and shit like that, and then within that, if you go on YouTube, Jordan Tower, who's a music video director, he actually shows Prodigy during the making of this album, pretty much not the making, but during his time around that time, about him, going to the doctor, you get to see the everyday life of Prodigy with an intimate look of Prodigy's life, which I think is cool, as well as how he hustled throughout that time and shit like that. Just him making 2 or 3 videos a day and stuff like that. So that's why I says it's kind of rushed. And then Prodigy is known for recording mad songs, so that kind of thing. But yeah, very dope album. And what I like about it, I like how dark the album is, man. I mean, you got songs like The Life, New Yiddy, Phil Marshall P's my shit, love that beat, Click Clack with the Big Twin, I Won Out with Havoc and Pacino. You know what I'm saying? This whole album is fucking dope, man. I highly recommend this album right here. Very underrated. I want to get the original pressing, but because of Prodigy's death, like I predicted before, all that shit has went up. The prices, these motherfuckers is living off these niggas of Prodigy's death, and that shit ain't right. And just like I did with with Sean Price, they did the same thing. So it fucking sucks, but what can you do? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, glad I bought this, and I bought this before he died. So I got lucky with this, and I got it for I think $10 and shit. So yeah, very dope. If you can get this version, I highly recommend it. But yeah, Prodigy with H.N.I.C Part 2 by Prodigy, released in 2008. Very dope album. Next is a series of mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Definitely had to get them. Me being a Mobb fan, definitely had to own it. Especially if you're a Mobb Deep fan, you guys should definitely own it. And the first mixtape is Mobb Misses Part 1 by J-Love with Mobb Deep. Very, very dope mix. This is a classic mixtape. I believe this dropped, I think back in 2000 this dropped right here. It says a group so ill even their unreleased songs are banging. Very fucking true. Very dope mixtape. These are songs that these are unreleased songs from, from Juvenile Hell all the way up to Murder Music. So pretty much you're getting songs that didn't make the Juvenile Hell album, the Infamous album, Hell on Earth, and Murder Music. So very dope. I love them. I love those songs, man. I mean the beats. I mean, yo, like some of these songs are so dope. They're better than some of the album cuts. That's how ill these songs are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, very dope. Love this joint right here. How I got put on by this mixtape, my dude Mike that I used to chill with in high school, he actually put me on to this. The Mobb Misses, he made me a copy and shit, and which I do have. I still have that joint somewhere, and he made me a copy. And then when I heard it, I was like, yo, like I never heard these songs before, but unfortunately the songs are not in good quality. The quality is not that good, and some of those songs, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them you could find on in the Infamous Archives compilation album that dropped in 2007. But again, that was a project that wasn't released by Mobb Deep themselves. Somebody released it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Unofficially, without their consent, it's just fucked up. But I do own it, but I didn't know that until after. But either way, just to hear them in studio quality, I definitely have to copy. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, but yeah, Mobb Misses Part 1, very, very dope. I would love to hear these albums in studio quality. Havoc, if you do watch this, please put them out in studio quality. Shout out to J Love, you know what I'm saying? So very dope shit right here. That's Mobb Misses Part 1 by J Love and Mobb Deep. Then we got Part 2, another dope mixtape. This is more a mixture of like more songs from like the Murder Music era, songs that was left off, Murder Music, and then some stuff like from the Infamy album and stuff like that. But yeah, very, very dope album. But it's mostly songs from the Murder Music era, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, very dope album, I fucking love this mixtape. I mean, it's so dope. It plays out as an album, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, it has most of the songs from from Murder Music, and maybe a couple songs from the Hell on Earth era, but mostly Murder Music. I mean, very dope. Like I said, I wish this was released in studio quality. I believe this was released back in 2002. So, but yeah, this is Mobb Misses Part 2 by J Love, released in 2002. Next one, we got Mobb Misses Part 3. Pretty dope. These are songs that were recorded around, I want to say around, I would say between around 2003, 2004, pretty much around like the America's Nightmare era. Around that time these songs were recorded and stuff like that, and a little bit of Blood Money like around that time. But I would say mostly more of the America's Nightmare era and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty dope. I really enjoyed this joint right here. This is Mobb Misses Part 3, very dope. You got Mobb Misses Part 4. Let's see something. These are songs that we recorded around the Blood Money era. Pretty cool. You guys know I'm not the biggest Blood Money fan of that album. It's okay, it has some decent tracks, but it's really not my cup of tea. It's not the Mobb Deep that I like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mobb Misses Part 4, very dope, got some dope cuts and stuff like that, very dope. Then we got Mobb Misses Part 5. Sadly, this didn't come with a cover, which I was a little disappointed with. Pretty much kind of a continuation of Part 4. And they got songs like from Blood Money, as well as like songs that was left off Blood Money, as well as songs from like 2007, 2006, 2007, around that time. This is Mobb Misses Part 5. Then we got Mobb Misses Part 6. these are like more these are like more recent songs. These are songs from like the early 2000 teens, like 2011, 2012, 2013. Songs that were on the infamous Mobb Deep album that dropped in 2014, the latest album that he dropped, and stuff like that. This is my Mrs. Part 6, dope mixtape right here. My Mrs. Throwback by J Love. This is pretty much like a mashup of kind of like a mixture of My Mrs. Part 1 and 2. You know what I mean? A lot of songs that you didn't hear from My Mrs. 1 and 2, you pretty much get on this album. I mean this mixtape, excuse me. But yeah, pretty dope. J Love himself, I guess he said that he sent it to me, so he threw it in for me, so I thought that was pretty cool. This is My Mrs. Throwback, released in I think like 2000. I don't know what year it came out, but glad I own it. Then we got Big Noyd with Armed and Dangerous mixtape. These are pretty much songs that that he released. Songs that were featured on compilations, on the songs that he was featured on other people's stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, I believe this came out back in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember seeing it in stores, but I never bothered picking it up. So which was big mistake on my part. But yeah, pretty dope. Really enjoyed it. Got songs like Shit That He Said that is on the what compilation? The Violators compilation album that came out on Volume 1, that came out in '99. Very dope compilation album. But yeah, Big Noyd with Armed and Dangerous. Really very dope mixtape right here. Then we got Prodigy of Mobb Deep, the Comeback Kid by J Love. Pretty dope mixtape right here. Pretty dope stuff. Got a couple of his solo stuff, like mixtapes and certain albums and stuff like that. It's pretty cool right here. Yeah, man, rest in peace to Prodigy. And that's pretty much it on the mixtape side of things. Now back to the albums. I want to give a shout out to my nigga Freddie Lugo. He hooked the brother up. I've been trying to get this album for years. You know what I'm saying? But finally got my hands on it. I want to give a shout out to my dude Freddie Lugo. I got you. Alright? And the album is Delta Funkee Homosapien with his second album, No Need From Alarm, released in 1983. Very, very, very dope album right here. Fucking love the production on this album. What's cool about this album, he does the majority of the beats on this album. Because on the first album, I Wish My Brother Was Here, Ice Cube was doing the production. Him and Sir James was doing the production on that album. Which I need to get my hands on that album. I don't have it. Definitely need to get my hands on that. There's 2 singles off the album. The singles are Catch a Bad One and Wrong Place, was the singles off the album. Very dope. You know what I mean? What I like about this album, like I said, the production, and I feel like he reinvented this out himself. Excuse me, on this album. I mean, the production is very rugged and grimy and shit like that. Definitely fits his style. Definitely has like that dope, rugged jazz feel to it. That SP1200 feel to it. I love it. Yeah, Delta Funkee Homosapien with No Need From Alarm, released in 1993. Very dope album. Next album, glad to get my hands on this. It is Mr. Mike with Wicked Wayz, released in 1996. Very dope album right here. Mr. Mike being, he's from Corpus Christi, Texas. He got his start with a group called South Circle, which consists of him and it was him and a cat named Duro, and they only came out with one album. The album was called, I think it was called Another Ball or Another Day. I think it was called. Definitely need to get my hands on that album. I mean, I never heard of them, you know what I'm saying, but after hearing this album and I heard about, I looked up South Circle, and I had to check what albums they came out with. Like I said, they only came out with one album back in 1995, and right after that album, they actually broke up, and then they kind of went their separate ways. And Mr. Mike, had his own solo career and stuff like that. This being the album, And with this album, I remember seeing this back in the day, like in stores. I've always liked the cover. I just like that bluish green, mysterious look that it had to it. You know, very dope. Production, you know, he gets production from H.N.I.C, dope hip hop West Coast producer, very underrated. H.N.I.C and CMT, his partner, and the majority of the production is done by Smoked Out Productions. I guess it's like a production team. The singles off this album is Where You Love At. There's a single for that, there's a video for that. Very dope song. That beat definitely has like a... It definitely sounds like something that Daz around like 95, 96 would have done and stuff like that. It definitely has that Daz feel to it, you know what I'm saying? Very dope. Very Death Row-ish, you know what I'm saying? The production is very dope. It definitely has like a West Coast vibe to it. You know, he's part of Swab House. Swab House being home of people like April MJG, South Circle themselves, Crime Boss, who I showed his first album, All in the Game. Like I said, April MJG. April MJG. Tila or Tella, I think that's how you say his name. A couple other artists from that crew, but Swab House. But yeah, very dope album. I love the production of this album. I highly recommend it. Wicked Wayz. The whole album is dope. Like, you could play the whole album without skipping a track. Like, that's how dope this album is. But this is Mr. Mike with Wicked Wayz. This is his debut album, released in 1996. Very dope album. Next album. Glad I fucking found it. Got this album. Got it on eBay. Got it for a decent price. But definitely had to get it. You know what I'm saying? And this album is Diamond D's second album, Hatred, Passion, and Infidelity. This was released in 1997. You guys should know who he is. Diamond D, one of the founders of D.I.T.C, is the founder pretty much. Yeah, man, very, very dope album. And it's rare too. Like I said, it's released in 1997. I looked it up. Why? The reason why, because he dropped his first album, Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop, which is a classic album, back in 1992. But then he was kind of going through some legal issues as far as like his record label that he was with at the time, and that's what caused, you know, the album to have a delay. And you know, they kind of settled. The smoke was settled and that kind of thing. He started recording the album, and this is the album that came out with. Very dope album, very underrated. I rarely hear people talk about this album. I bought this album for $17 because this album usually goes for a little bit of money online, but definitely worth the money though, man. I got it for $17. It was a little steep, but it's not bad. It's a great price because usually this album goes for like, you know, $40 and up, so it's just crazy. This album is actually his most rarest and his most expensive too, which is crazy. I asked Diamond D at one point on Facebook, you know, would he ever release this album? And you know, I don't think I ever got an answer for that, but I think he said no. I don't remember, but it was a couple years ago, so I don't remember. But you got songs like MC's My Ambition, fucking love that joint. The Hiatus, dope song right there. Love the beat. That's a single off the album. 5 Fingers of Death. Oh my gosh, such a dope posse cut. Kid Capri showed his ass on that beat. This one with Busta Rhymes, very dope. I mean, this whole album is fucking sick right there. Very dope. But unfortunately, it's one of those albums that got kind of like overshadowed because of the whole 1997, you know, the year it came out. You know, Biggie's death, and you know, that whole Bad Boy, you know, invasion that happened around that time, and you know, a lot of East Coast artists at that time, you know, trying to follow the Biggie route, but it never worked out for them. You know what I'm saying? And him being Diamond D being Diamond D, you know, being, you know, sticking to his roots, sticking to his guns, you know, unfortunately got overshadowed. But yeah, Diamond D with Hatred, Passion, and Infidelity, released in 1997, very dope album. You can find it, definitely pick it up. Last but not least, still in the D.I.T.C frame of things, is AG with his second album, Get Dirty Radio, released in 2006. Very dope album right here. Very underrated. It's an album I rarely hear people talk about. Definitely one of the best songs to come out in 2006, in my opinion. Frozen, which is a single, the lead single of the album, that's produced by Madlib. I mean, the songs, oh my god, this shit is so dope. There's a song called A Giant by Design, produced by DJ Design, where he flips on the Do You Wanna Hurt Me by Culture Club, the Boy George sample. Yo, the way he flipped it is so dope. Like, it definitely has that summertime in New York, block party kind of feel. Like, I could see him, like, or even like I can envision the video being like in Jamaica and like they like partying at night and shit, just like in the streets and the ill bashment and shit like that. I can just imagine that joint. It has that club feel, but it's still hip hop. It's very dope. I fucks with this album. The Struggle, produced by Showbiz and Age Showbiz, very dope. I mean, very dope album. I love this album. It's a great album. I showed you guys the Dirty Version album that he dropped back in 1996, and yeah, great album right here. If you could find it, definitely pick it up. I think I got it for $4.99 on eBay. But yeah, very dope album. AZ, Get Dirty Radio, released in 2006. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for more videos, alright? Peace!